You did not click on this video by accident. In fact, the very algorithm that brought you here was utilized by a much higher power to get a message to you that you have been praying for, even if you didn't have the words to articulate it. There is a heaviness you have been feeling lately, a subtle, pervasive weight that sits on your chest when you wake up in the morning and lingers in the atmosphere of your home when you try to rest at night. You have been asking yourself, why am I so exhausted? You look at your diet, your sleep schedule, your workload, and while there are stressors, none of them explain this deep spiritual fatigue that seems to be draining the color right out of your life. Listen to me closely, because what I am about to tell you is the answer to the mystery that has been plaguing your spirit. This is a divine intervention. Heaven has orchestrated this moment because there is a battle happening over your destiny. And the source of the attack is not what you think. It is not coming from your enemies. It is not coming from strangers. It is coming through a door that was left open by someone you love. We need to talk about your sister. Now, understand this clearly. When I say sister, I am speaking of that close female figure in your life. It could be a biological sister, a close relative, or a soul friend who is as close as blood. You know exactly who comes to mind right now. Your spirit just identified her. Do not push that intuition away. There is a situation involving her that has been hidden in the shadows. And because you are the spiritual watchman of your family, because you are the one with the gift of discernment, you have been sensing the smoke before you ever saw the fire. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. She is not evil. Let me repeat that because it is vital for the strategy God is giving you today. She is not your enemy, but she is wounded. And some time ago, in a moment of profound weakness, in a season where she felt desperate, unseen, or validated by the wrong things, she made a spiritual agreement that was not blessed by God. Before we go any deeper into what this agreement was and how it is actively sabotaging your peace right now, I need you to take a second and ground yourself. If you are safe to do so, close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. You are safe here. This truth is not here to harm you. It is here to liberate you. If you are ready to receive this clarity, do me a favor and press the like button on this video. It's not just for the algorithm, it's a physical act of saying, I am ready for the truth, no matter how deep it goes. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. We are building a community of warriors who refuse to live in the dark, and you belong here. Now let's look at the spiritual mechanics of what is happening. You see, we often think that our spiritual lives are isolated containers. We think, I am praying, I am doing the right things, so I am safe. But the Bible and spiritual laws teach us that we are connected by invisible cords, especially to our kin. When someone close to you, someone with whom you share history, blood, or deep emotional ties, enters into a covenant with darkness, even unknowingly, it opens a draft in the entire house. Your sister, in her pain, sought relief. Maybe it was a relationship she knew was toxic, but pursued anyway because she was lonely. Maybe it was a financial dealing that lacked integrity, but promised quick relief. Maybe it was dabbling in spiritual practices that looked innocent on the surface, but opened doors to entities that do not serve the light. Whatever the specifics, she made an agreement. She said yes to something that God had said no to. And here is the hard truth that science and spirituality both agree on: energy transfers. When she opened that door, she didn't just let a draft into her room. She changed the atmospheric pressure of the entire family dynamic. The anxiety you feel, that is not yours. That is the spillover from her spiritual turmoil. The confusion that hits you when you try to focus on your own calling, that is the static interference coming from the chaos in her spirit. You have been trying to treat the symptoms. You've been taking vitamins for the fatigue. You've been meditating to clear the brain fog. You've been trying to think positive to get rid of the tension. But you cannot cure a spiritual infection with physical remedies alone. You are treating the smoke while the fire is burning in the other room. Why is this happening to you? Why are you the one bearing the brunt of this? This is the question that usually leads people into victimhood, but I want you to flip the script. You are not feeling this because you are a victim. You are feeling this because you are the solution. You are the one whose spiritual senses are awake. The rest of your family, they might be sleepwalking. They see her smile and think everything is fine. They hear her surface-level excuses and believe them. But you look in her eyes, and you see the turmoil. You hear the hesitation in her voice. You feel the cold draft when she walks into the room. God allows the watchman to feel the danger so that the watchman can blow the trumpet. You are being disturbed because you are being called to duty. I'm going to reveal something to you now that might send a chill down your spine, but it is necessary for your preparation. There is a specific sign coming. Heaven is about to hand you the evidence you have been sensing. In the very near future, it could be days, it could be weeks, something is going to come to light. It will likely manifest as a piece of digital information. An email that was sent in error, a file left open on a computer, a text message that pops up on a screen you happen to be looking at, or perhaps a document that falls out of a folder. This piece of information will expose the depth of the agreement she made. It will show you the reality of the debt, the lie, or the compromise. When this happens, your heart is going to race. You will feel a surge of adrenaline. You might feel betrayed. You might feel the urge to scream, "I knew it, I knew something was wrong." But listen to me, the enemy is banking on your reaction. The darkness that has entrapped her wants you to explode. It wants you to confront her with anger, with judgment, with self-righteousness. If you do that, if you attack her, you solidify the agreement. You become just another source of pain in her life, pushing her deeper into the shadows. This is your training ground. This is where you move from being just a believer to being a warrior of light. The prompt for this video mentioned that this is about your calling, and that is the absolute truth. You are asking God for big things. You want to lead, you want to build wealth, you want to create a legacy. But how can you be trusted with the destiny of thousands if you cannot navigate the spiritual storm in your own family with wisdom? So what is the strategy? How do you protect your destiny from this attack while saving your sister? First, you must establish a spiritual quarantine. This does not mean you cut her off or stop loving her. It means you stop letting her energy bypass your boundaries. You need to visualize a shield of light around your spirit every single time you interact with her. Before you pick up the phone, before you walk into her house, you say a simple prayer. I am a conduit of God's peace. I do not accept any chaos that is not mine. I return all heavy energy to its source, covered in love, but I do not carry it. This is crucial. You have been carrying her load, thinking it was love. It is not love, it is enabling. By carrying her spiritual weight, you are preventing her from feeling the heaviness of her own choices, which is the very thing that might drive her back to God. You must put the weight down. Second, you must prepare for the revelation. When that email, that file, or that information comes to light, you must practice what I call divine composure. This is the ability to stand in the middle of a storm and not shake. When you see the truth of what she has done, do not react immediately. Take 24 hours. Silence is your greatest weapon in that moment. When you do speak to her, you are not going to be the accuser. You are going to be the mirror. You will say, "I saw this, and I love you too much to let you keep destroying yourself with this lie." You will speak to her potential, not her problem. You will speak to the woman God created her to be, not the wounded girl who made a bad deal with darkness. This approach requires a level of maturity that most people never reach. Most people live their whole lives reacting to triggers, but you are here because you are called to be a leader. Leaders do not react, they respond. Leaders do not judge, they discern. Let's go deeper into the why. Why did this happen now? You might be thinking, I don't have time for this drama. I have a business to run, I have children to raise, I have a career to build. But you must understand that the enemy attacks the supply lines before he attacks the front lines. Your family relationships are your supply lines. If the enemy can cause tension, strife, and exhaustion at home, he knows you will be too weak to fight for your destiny out in the world. This attack is actually a confirmation of the magnitude of your future. If you weren't going anywhere, the darkness wouldn't bother with you. If your destiny wasn't a threat to the kingdom of shadows, your family would be left in peace. The fact that there is this much resistance, this much subtle manipulation, trying to drain you, is proof that you are carrying something massive. Think about the timeline of your life. Look back at the last 6 months. Haven't you felt a stirring, a sense that you are on the brink of a breakthrough? Maybe a new job opportunity, a new creative idea, a deepening of your own faith. That is the calling we are talking about. And precisely at this moment, this situation with your sister flares up. It is not a coincidence, it is a distraction tactic. The darkness wants you focused on her drama, so you lose focus on your mission. It wants you tired, irritable, and resentful. It wants you to look at her and see a burden, rather than looking at God and seeing a provider. But now that you know the game, you can change the outcome. You're going to use this situation to sharpen your sword. You're going to learn how to love without losing yourself. You're going to learn how to speak truth without destroying the relationship. I want to pause here. This is heavy stuff. I know some of you are nodding your heads right now, tears in your eyes, because you feel seen for the first time in months. You've been thinking you were going crazy. You've been thinking, maybe I'm just imagining it. Maybe I'm just oversensitive. You are not imagining it. Your discernment is your superpower. Do not apologize for it. If this is resonating with you, I want you to leave a comment below. Just write, "I am the watchman." Declare it. Let the universe know you are awake. Let the community know you are standing your ground. There is power in your declaration. Now, let's talk about the agreement again. We need to break its power over you. Even if she is not ready to break it yet, you can break your connection to the fallout. You have the authority right now to sever the flow of negative energy. Imagine a cord connecting your solar plexus to hers. Right now, that cord is dark, sludge-like, transmitting anxiety and fear. I want you to visualize taking a sword made of pure white light, the sword of truth, and cutting that cord. Not the cord of love, not the cord of relationship, but the cord of toxic codependency. Watch it snap. Feel the snap in your body. When you do this, you might feel a sudden lightness, or you might feel a wave of emotion. Both are normal. You are reclaiming your energy. You are saying, "I love you, but I will not bleed for you. I cannot save you if I am drowning with you." The next few weeks are going to be critical. As you pull back your energy, she will feel it. She might act out. She might try to provoke you. This is the darkness sensing that its food source, your reaction, is being cut off. Do not take the bait. Remember the sign, the email, the file. When it appears, it is your green light. It is God saying, here is the truth. Now handle it with grace. Do not use it as ammunition. Use it as a bridge. I found this. I'm not mad. I'm worried. Let's fix this. That is how you win. You win by being the adult in the room. You win by being the one who stays calm when everything is falling apart. And what about your destiny? The title of this video says, Protect Your Destiny from Attack. By mastering this situation, you are proving to God that you can handle the weight of your calling. If you can navigate this betrayal and pain with integrity, God knows He can trust you with the betrayals and pains that come with high-level success. Because let's be honest, the higher you go, the more complex the challenges become. This is the simulator. This is the training dojo. Pass this test, and the doors that have been locked in your own life will start to open. You will notice that as you detach from her chaos, your own energy returns. Your creativity will spike. That business idea you were too tired to work on will suddenly seem easy. The tension in your home will dissipate because you are no longer acting as a lightning rod for her storm. You are stepping into a season of accelerated growth, but you cannot take the baggage of the past season with you. This situation with your sister is the final exam of the old season. It is the last thing holding you back. So, look at it not as a curse, but as a graduation requirement. You are about to graduate. You are about to step into the version of yourself that you have dreamed about. The version that is wealthy, healthy, wise, and at peace. Do not fear the revelation. Do not fear the confrontation. You are equipped for this. You have the armor of God. You have the mind of Christ. You have the wisdom of the Holy Spirit. Before we end, I want to give you a challenge. For the next 7 days, do not complain about her. Not to your spouse, not to your friends, not even in your own head. Every time you think of her, say, I release her to God's care. I protect my peace. Replace the complaint with a blessing. This rewires your brain and shifts the spiritual atmosphere. And keep your eyes open. Watch your inbox. Watch the papers on the desk. The sign is coming, and when it does, smile. Because you know exactly what it means. It means the truth is out, the shadows are fleeing, and your time of liberation is here. You are stronger than you know. You are more powerful than you feel. And you are more loved than you can imagine. If this message was for you, do not let it end here. Share this video with someone else who might be the watchman of their family. You never know who is suffering in silence, thinking they are crazy, just waiting for a word like this to set them free. And please, make sure you are subscribed and have hit that notification bell. We are going to be releasing more videos on how to navigate these specific spiritual attacks, and you do not want to miss the next lesson. Your training is just beginning. Stand tall, warrior. The battle is already won. You just need to walk it out. Until next time, protect your light, guard your heart, and step boldly into your calling. The heaviness you felt at the start of this video, check in with it now. Is it a little lighter? That is the power of truth. Walk in it. Let's go a little deeper into the nature of this agreement, because understanding the mechanics is what keeps you from falling into the same trap. In the ancient texts and in the psychology of the soul, an agreement is a form of permission. We live in a universe of free will. Darkness, by spiritual law, cannot simply bulldoze into a life without a foothold. It needs a yes. Your sister's yes wasn't necessarily a ritual with candles and chants. It was likely a yes to a lie. The lie that said, you are not enough without this, or you need to hide this to be safe, or this shortcut is the only way to survive. When she agreed to the lie, she gave the architect of that lie permission to build a stronghold in her life. Now, why does this affect you? This is where the concept of soul ties comes in. Think of a soul tie like a quantum entanglement. Two particles that have interacted remain connected, affecting each other across vast distances. In families, these ties are thick. They are the channels through which love flows, but they are also the pipes through which sewage can back up. You are the one in the family who has been doing the work. You've been praying, you've been seeking personal development, you've been trying to raise your vibration. This makes you a threat to the dysfunction. The system of the family wants to maintain homeostasis. It wants to stay the same, even if the same is toxic. When you start to rise, the system tries to pull you back down. The unexplained exhaustion you feel is the system trying to lower your frequency to match hers. It's simple physics. If you have a hot cup of water and you connect it to a cold cup of water, the hot water cools down. You are the heat. She has become the cold, and the agreement she made has frozen her spirit. But here is the good news. You can be a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer just reflects the temperature of the room. A thermostat sets it. By taking the stance of the warrior of light, by using the divine composure I spoke of, you stop adjusting to her cold. You maintain your heat. And eventually, if you hold your ground, your heat will begin to warm her up rather than her cold cooling you down. But you must be consistent. You cannot be a warrior on Sunday and a warrior on Monday. You have to hold the line. Let's talk about the email or the file again. Why is this detail so important? Because God is a God of light. Nothing hidden will remain hidden. The nature of darkness is that it hates exposure. Mold grows in the dark. Bacteria breeds in the dark. The moment you shine UV light on it, it begins to die. The revelation that is coming, this digital footprint, this paper trail, is the UV light. It is not there to shame your sister. It is there to kill the mold. It is there to sterilize the wound so it can finally heal. When you see it, do not gasp in horror. Gasp in relief. Say, finally, the infection is visible. Now we can treat it. This perspective shift is what separates the novice from the master. The novice sees a problem and panics. The master sees a problem and gets to work. You are being called to mastery. Think about the timeline of your own life again. I want you to really reflect on the last few years. Have you felt like you were in a waiting room? Like you were prepared, you had the skills, you had the desire, but the door just wouldn't open? It is very likely that this situation with your sister has been the invisible padlock on that door. Not because God is punishing you for her sins, but because your spirit has been too distracted, too weighed down by the subconscious processing of her trauma, to fully step through the threshold. By resolving this now, by seeing the sign, responding with peace, and establishing your boundaries, you are cutting the weight that has tethered you to the waiting room. You are engaging the thrusters. I see many of you in the spirit who are creatives, entrepreneurs, healers, and teachers. You have books to write, businesses to launch, movements to lead. The enemy knows that if you launch, you will liberate thousands. So he tries to tie you up with the drama of one person. Do not let the drama of one stop the destiny of thousands. This sounds harsh, but it is the most loving thing you can do, because if you fulfill your calling, you will have the resources, the wisdom, and the spiritual authority to help your sister in ways you cannot imagine right now. But you cannot help her from the mud. You have to get to the mountaintop first, then throw down the rope. So the next time that wave of exhaustion hits you, I want you to do something physical to break the state. Stand up, shake your hands out, say out loud, "This is not my burden. I return this to the sender with love, and I claim my vitality." Drink a glass of water, step outside and look at the sky. Remind your biology that you are free. And when you look at your sister, look through the mask. See the little girl inside who is scared. See the wounded soul who made a bad trade. Have compassion, but do not have confusion. You know what is what. You know right from wrong. You know light from dark. Hold that standard. Be the lighthouse. A lighthouse doesn't run around the shore looking for boats to save. It stands firm on the rock and shines its light. The boats find their way because the lighthouse is stable. Be stable. I want to address the fear that some of you have. The fear that says, if I set boundaries, I will lose her. Or, if I confront this truth, the family will fall apart. Let me tell you something. Anything that can be destroyed by the truth should be destroyed. If a relationship can only exist based on a lie, it is not a relationship. It is a hostage situation. You are not keeping the peace. You are keeping the secrets. God is not a God of secrets. He is the God of truth. When you align with truth, you align with the fundamental power of the universe. Yes, there might be a shaking. Yes, there might be an uncomfortable transition period. But on the other side of that shaking is a foundation that cannot be moved. You are building a house on the rock. The agreement your sister made built a house on the sand. The storm is coming to wash away the sand so that she can finally find the rock too. You are doing her a favor by standing firm. As we prepare to close this transmission, I want you to visualize your future self. 6 months from now, the situation is resolved. The truth came out, you handled it with divine composure, and the dynamic has shifted. See yourself waking up in the morning. The heavy weight on your chest is gone. You take a deep breath and it feels clear, crisp. You have energy. You are excited about your day. You sit down to work and the ideas flow like a river. You look at your family and there is a new respect in their eyes. They know you are the pillar. They know you are the one who didn't fold. This future is available to you. It is already written in the books of heaven. You just have to walk the path to get there. And that path leads right through this situation. Do not detour. Do not retreat. Go through. The sign is coming. The email, the file, the text. Be ready. And remember, you are never fighting alone. The moment you decide to stand for righteousness, the armies of heaven stand with you. You have angelic escorts. You have the Holy Spirit within you. You are the majority, even if you are the only one in the room speaking the truth. This is your time. This is your calling. Protect it. Thank you for trusting me with your time today. I do not take it lightly. I know there are millions of videos you could be watching, but you are here. That means you are part of the remnant, the ones who are waking up. Stay awake, stay alert. If this video helped you, please share it. Send it to a friend via WhatsApp, post it on your Facebook, get it out there. We need to wake up the other watchmen. And don't forget to check the description below for more resources on how to cleanse your home and spirit from negative attachments. We have tools to help you. I love you, I believe in you, and I am standing with you in prayer. Watch for the sign. It's coming. God bless you. Now we must address the aftermath. Because once you stand firm, once you cut the cord and refuse to be the supply for that toxic dynamic, the energy shifts violently. You need to be prepared for what I call the extinction burst. In psychology, this is when a behavior gets worse before it stops. In spirituality, this is the enemy screaming because it is starving. When you stop playing the role of the scapegoat, when you stop accepting the projections of your sister or that toxic family member, you create a vacuum. That negative energy they used to dump on you, it has nowhere to go now. It boomerangs back to them. And because they cannot handle their own darkness, that is why they were dumping it on you in the first place, they will panic. This is where the smear campaign begins. You must understand this so it does not catch you off guard. When a toxic individual realizes they can no longer control you, they will immediately try to control how others see you. They will pick up the phone. They will whisper at family gatherings. They will rewrite history. Suddenly, you are the unstable one. You are the one who is acting strange. You are the one who abandoned the family. They will project their exact crimes onto you. If they are selfish, they will call you selfish. If they are lying, they will accuse you of dishonesty. It is a spiritual law of mirrors. They are confessing their sins, but they are using your name. Here is the secret to surviving the smear campaign. Do not defend yourself. I know every cell in your body wants to scream the truth. I know you want to show the text messages, the emails, the years of abuse. You want to clear your name. But listen to me closely. You cannot clear your name with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. The people who believe the lies without asking for your side of the story. They were never really your people to begin with. They are the flying monkeys, the enablers who are just as trapped in the web as you used to be. If you try to defend yourself, you look guilty. You look chaotic. You are feeding the drama. You are giving them exactly what they want, a reaction. They want to drag you down into the mud so they can point and say, "See, look how crazy she is." Instead, you must embrace the silence. Silence is the loudest noise you can make to a narcissist. It is a void they cannot manipulate. When you stay silent, when you continue to prosper, when you continue to glow with the light of God, the truth eventually floats to the surface. It always does. Truth has a buoyancy. You cannot hold a beach ball underwater forever. Eventually, your arm gets tired and it shoots up. Let them talk. Let them paint you as the villain. In every great story, the hero is misunderstood in the second act. Joseph was slandered by Potiphar's wife and thrown in prison. David was hunted by Saul. Jesus was accused of blasphemy. If you are being slandered, take it as a badge of honor. It means you are a threat to the kingdom of attention. You need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.